Hello, beautiful souls. Let me tell you about the night Sarah almost gave up on everything. It was 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, and she was sitting on her bathroom floor, sobbing uncontrollably. The eviction notice was taped to her door. Her credit cards were maxed out. Her phone was about to be shut off. At 28, college educated and working 50 hours a week, she felt like the biggest failure on the planet. Maybe I'm just not meant to have money, she whispered through her tears, her voice echoing in the tiny bathroom of a studio apartment. Maybe some people are just destined to struggle. That night, Sarah seriously considered moving back in with her parents. Not because she wanted to, but because she literally had nowhere else to go. The shame was eating her alive. Here she was, watching her high school friends buy houses and go on vacations while she was choosing between gas money and groceries. But sometimes, rock bottom becomes the foundation for your greatest comeback. Picture this. Just 18 hours later, Sarah was sitting at her kitchen table, staring at her phone screen showing a bank balance of $47. Payday was still 5 days away. Again, she'd just gotten another overdraft warning, and her stomach dropped like she was on a roller coaster she never wanted to ride. How is this my life? She whispered to herself, tears streaming down her face. Here she was, college educated, working her butt off 50 hours a week, and she couldn't even afford groceries without sweating bullets. Sound familiar? Well, buckle up, because Sarah's story is about to blow your mind. The $200,000 coffee that changed everything. The next morning, Sarah dragged herself to Starbucks like she did every single day. $5 for a latte, no big deal, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. That evening, feeling sorry for herself and scrolling through random articles, she stumbled across something that made her jaw drop. Some guy named David Bach was claiming that her innocent little coffee habit was literally stealing her retirement. Not just a few bucks. We're talking about $200,000 over 30 years. Sarah's hands were shaking as she did the math. $5 a day, every single day, for 30 years. If she invested that money instead of drinking it, she'd have enough to buy a house. In cash. Holy crap, she said out loud to her empty apartment. I'm drinking away my future. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just the coffee. It was the $12 lunch delivery because she was too busy to pack food. The $15 monthly streaming service she forgot she had. The $3 energy drink from the vending machine. The $8 smoothie on weekends. Sarah grabbed a notebook and started writing down every tiny expense. By the end of the week, she was staring at $200 worth of mindless spending. $200. That was more than her monthly student loan payment. The light bulb moment that changed her life. That's when it hit her like a freight train. She wasn't poor. She was just unconscious. Every financial expert talks about making more money, but Bach was saying something totally different. You're already making enough to be rich. You're just giving it away without thinking. Sarah felt like someone had just handed her the keys to a treasure chest she didn't know she owned. She wasn't broken. She wasn't hopeless. She just needed to wake up and redirect the money she was already spending. The pay yourself first revolution. The next principle made Sarah want to smack herself in the forehead. All her life, she'd been paying everyone else first. Rent, credit cards, Netflix, her student loans, and hoping there would be something left for her future. Spoiler alert, there never was. Bach's solution was so simple it seemed stupid. Pay yourself first. Before you pay anyone else, put money away for future you. But I don't have any extra money. Sarah protested to her laptop screen. Then Bach dropped this bomb. You don't need extra money. You need to make your future a priority instead of an afterthought. Mind blown. Sarah marched into work the next day and signed up for her company's 401k. Just $100 a month, less than she was spending on coffee and random junk. It felt scary and exciting at the same time, like jumping off a diving board. The magic of set it and forget it. Here's where things got weird in the best way possible. Sarah set up automatic transfers for everything. $100 a month to savings, $50 extra on her smallest credit card, $25 to an animal rescue. Because why not spread some love? She even automated her coffee budget. If she was going to buy lattes, at least she'd be conscious about it. The first month, she barely noticed the money was gone. The second month, she actually felt proud, like she was finally adulting properly. By the third month, something magical happened. She stopped worrying about money every single day. Her brain wasn't constantly calculating whether she could afford this or that. The important stuff was handled automatically. For the first time in years, Sarah could breathe. The debt snowball that actually worked. Remember that $2,000 credit card debt that had been haunting Sarah for 3 years? The one that never seemed to shrink no matter how much she paid? Bach had a trick for that too. Instead of trying to tackle her biggest debt first, which felt like trying to eat an elephant, she focused on the smallest one, a $400 store card. Every month, automatically, an extra $75 went to that card. 4 months later, Sarah got the most beautiful email of her life. Your account balance is $0. She literally did a happy dance in her kitchen. Not because $400 was life-changing money, but because she'd proven to herself that she could actually win at this money thing. That $75 payment automatically rolled to the next smallest debt. Then the next. Like dominoes falling in rivers, her debts started disappearing. Sarah wasn't just paying off cards. She was building an unstoppable money machine. The house that built itself. 2 years later, Sarah did something she thought was impossible for people like her. She bought a house. Not a mansion, just a cute little place she could afford. But here's the crazy part. Instead of throwing money at a landlord every month, she was now building wealth with every mortgage payment. Sarah set up automatic bi-weekly payments instead of monthly ones. This tiny change would save her $80,000 over the life of a loan and cut 6 years off a mortgage. 6 years. That's like getting a time machine for your money. The emergency that wasn't an emergency. The real test came when Sarah's car died on a Tuesday morning. Old Sarah would have panicked, maxed out a credit card, and stressed for months. But new Sarah? She just logged into her savings account, the one that had been growing automatically for 2 years, and transferred the money for repairs. No drama, no debt, no sleepless nights, just problem solved. That's when it really hit her. She wasn't just building wealth. She was building peace of mind, the ripple effect of generosity. Here's the part that surprised Sarah most. Even when money was tight, she kept that automatic $25 monthly donation going to the animal shelter. Her friends thought she was crazy. You're in debt and you're giving money away? But Sarah noticed something weird happening. The more she gave, the more abundant she felt. Instead of hoarding every penny out of fear, she was proving to herself that she lived in a world of plenty. That mindset shift made her notice opportunities everywhere. Side gigs, better job openings, even finding money she'd forgotten about. Generosity wasn't costing her money. It was making her magnetic to more money. The compound magic nobody talks about. Fast forward 5 years. Sarah, now 33, was looking at numbers that made her pinch herself. Her retirement account had grown to $45,000. Her emergency fund sat at a comfortable $12,000. Her house had gained $30,000 in value. She was completely debt-free except for her mortgage. But the real transformation wasn't in her bank account. It was in her mirror. Sarah no longer saw herself as someone who was bad with money or always broke. She saw someone who was quietly, automatically building wealth while living her life. She wasn't depriving herself or living on ramen noodles. She was just conscious about where her money went and had systems that worked without her having to think about them. The moment everything clicked. One Saturday morning, Sarah was in that same Starbucks where this whole journey began. She ordered her latte. Yes, she still enjoyed coffee, but now it was a choice, not a mindless habit. As she waited, she overheard a young woman on the phone crying about overdraft fees and not being able to pay rent. Sarah's heart broke. Remembering that feeling, she almost walked over to share her story. But then she realized something beautiful. Her transformation had been so gradual, so automatic, that she'd barely noticed it happening. She'd gone from financial chaos to financial peace, not through some dramatic makeover, but through tiny, consistent choices that compounded over time. The truth about becoming rich. Here's what Sarah learned that nobody tells you. Becoming wealthy isn't about making six figures or winning the lottery or being some financial genius. It's about making your money work as hard as you do. It's about realizing that the difference between rich and poor isn't how much you make. It's what you do with what you make. Rich people automate their wealth building. Poor people wing it and hope for the best. Sarah wasn't special. She didn't get a huge raise or inheritance. She just decided to stop being unconscious with her money and start being intentional. She stopped paying everyone else first and started paying her future self. Your turn to write your story. Sarah's story isn't unique because she's special. It's unique because she took action. Right now, you have the same opportunity she had 5 years ago. You can keep living paycheck to paycheck, stressed about money, wondering where it all goes. Or you can flip the script. Start small. Automate $25 a month to savings. Sign up for your 401k at work. Make an extra $50 payment on your smallest debt. Give $10 a month to a cause you love. Not because you can afford it, but because you can't afford not to. Your future self is counting on the decision you make today. They're hoping you'll stop waiting for the perfect moment, the bigger paycheck, or the magical solution. They're hoping you'll realize that the power to change your life is sitting in your bank account right now. You just need to redirect it. Sarah's millionaire journey didn't start with a windfall. It started with a coffee shop revelation and a decision to automate her success. Your journey can start with this article and a decision to stop letting your money slip away unconsciously. The question isn't whether you can become wealthy. The question is, will you? Your automatic millionaire future is waiting. All you have to do is press start on the systems that will build it for you. What are you waiting for? If Sarah's story inspired you like it inspired me, I'd be thrilled if you could hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe it's a friend drowning in debt, a family member living paycheck to paycheck, or a coworker who thinks being wealthy is impossible for people like us. And hey, if you want more life-changing book breakdowns that turn complex ideas into simple, actionable stories, hit subscribe. I'm on a mission to take the most powerful books ever written and make them accessible to everyone. No fancy degrees or financial jargon required. Thank you for being with me on this incredible journey of growth and transformation. Together, we're proving that anyone can change their life, one inspiring book at a time. See you in the next story, where we'll dive into another book that could completely change your perspective on success, money, and living your best life. Until then, go automate your wealth and make your future self proud. Your dreams are waiting. Let's make them automatic.